I feel like nowadays a lot of relationships with people seem very fabricated and transactional. So what I mean by that is that I feel like a lot of relationships that you have with people, they're not very genuine or authentic. They always put on a front, a certain image, the best image of themselves in front of you, in order for them to have maintain a good reputation about themselves, so they don't offend anybody. So they always put on this facade, and even I do that too. Whenever I meet new people, I always put on a best face, and I'm kind of getting sick and tired of that because I feel like when I do this and when the other person is doing it too, there is no genuine connection with one another. There is no authenticity because we're putting on a facade for a reason. Maybe it be for work purposes. You have to tolerate your coworkers. It may be for this and that in order for the work to get done, but it doesn't create a long-term relationship with somebody, and it just doesn't seem genuine. And when you do this over time, when you're constantly putting on a front over a period of months or years, you start to get really sick and tired of it. You start getting really pissed off with how society is and how society tells you to act a certain way, to be a certain way, to dress a certain way, to do all this. And a lot of this, you just become a robot. Essentially you become like this a number in the world, and you just lose your sense of creativity and imagination that you used to have when you were a child. I know for a fact that when you were younger, when you were like in your early teens, or even when you were like 10 years old or whatever, you drew a lot. You had imagination. You would go outside with your friends and the world would be your oyster. It would be your adventure. You go on your bicycles with buddies. I remember doing that with all my friends. We go on a bike and we just go for bike rides around, and we just play in the park, and we come up with new games that we can do with sticks and stones. And but now all of us have responsibility, and all of us have to put on a facade, right? We have to pretend to be successful. A lot of people may seem to be successful for what society deems as successful, but they're really not. A lot of them have a lot of debt. The cars are leased. Those exotic cars are leased. That house, the mortgage still hasn't been paid, or that house is leased. But a lot of people just like to put in this today's society, want to put on some sort of image to make themselves look better than other people. And I'm really getting sick and tired of this shit. And it's really annoying because going back to relationships, a lot of it has just become transactional now. The only reason why that person is your friend is because they're gaining something from you. You may just be a shoulder for them to cry on, or for them to vent about their problems. But the moment you're unavailable, the moment you're not there, they start questioning you, or they start disrespecting you. Yo, bro, what's wrong with you, man? Why didn't you show up today? Why didn't you show up today? Why didn't you show up today to my house? Why didn't you come for, and they start making fun of you or some stuff like that. Same thing with dating. In today's modern dating world, when you are dating somebody, it is always transactional. I don't care what anyone says, it's always transactional. You're gaining something from it, and that person is gaining something from you. And that is how the relationships work. But I feel like now, when there is a dilemma or some sort of issue, people tend to end the relationship very quickly. They don't want to fix the problem. They don't, even if it's something small, they don't want to fix it. They just run away from it. Because you know why? Because there's so many other options out there. And that is a real issue as well. That's a big problem as well in today's modern day and age, is that we have so much opportunity. And because of the fact that we have so much opportunity, we have a plan B, we have a plan C, we have a plan D, we have a plan E, we have a plan F, we have a plan G. We have so many backup plans that the moment we start struggling, the moment that we start seeing issues in something, we resort to our backup plan. And what this is really messed up, because now we don't really truly value things anymore. Because when you truly value something, it's something that has gone through hardship. It's something you have gone through hardship, and that's how you truly value somebody, right? When you go through shit together and you guys overcome it, or things of that nature, where you take things slow. And nowadays relationships are very fast. People just hook up on day one now. you know, it's ridiculous how the system is, and it really annoys me because sometimes I don't even want to go out sometimes and even try to date or be friends with someone because I know that in my back of my mind it's not going to work out. It's just going to be temporary. And when you have so many temporary relationships in your life, when you've been in all these relationships that only last for a short period of time, you get really sick and tired of it, and you're just like, you just feel better alone. You feel better in the comfort of your own house, or you're at peace with yourself, you're one with yourself. But is this messed up how relationships work now in today's society? It's all about transactional. It's all a fabrication. There's so many opportunities. There's so many opportunities for people, right? Especially for girls. Girls have a shitload of options, right? For guys, it's definitely much harder. Um, and it's crazy how the dynamic society is, and because of technology, it may make some parts of our lives easier, but it also gives us things that just become too easy because of technology. And it's just crazy. Like, I've had so many friendships in my life that I've had to end, or they've ended it with me because they moved on with their lives, or it was something that, you know, they weren't getting that attention that they wanted, and because I was becoming unavailable, and they just stopped messaging me because I realized that I was the one who was initiating every time to hang out with certain people. I would be the one to call. I would be the one to text. I would be the one to set up the plan. But when I stepped back from that, and I was waiting for them to give me a response, I never got one. I never got that invitation. I never got that, hey, how are you? It's always when they call me, they need something from me. Hey, bro, I gotta tell you a story that I need to vent out on. Hey, yo, do you know how to do this? Or do you have this information? Or it's never like, how are you? How's it going, man? How's your family? How's your life? How's everything doing? Oh, that's good, bro. All right, man. We'll talk later. It's rarely ever like that. Whenever somebody tries to contact you after a long period of time, it can go both ways. Either one, they genuinely are asking how you're doing and it's been a long time, or two, they need something from you. But you need to be able to recognize that. You need to have a sense of awareness. You can't always be available to people all the time and showing up always. Because the moment you start showing up always, people know that they have you in their grasp and they will take advantage of you. The things that are the most valuable, the people that are the most valuable are the ones that rarely show up, are the ones that say no, are the ones that just are in silence and mystery, right? You got to have a sense of mystery about you, right? And you also got to be able to have time for yourself. It doesn't matter how extroverted of an individual you are. You love to socialize, you love to go out, you love to party, you love to meet different people. That's great, but you need to be able to recharge and sit back and relax and stay away from society, stay away from the people. So you're able to recharge your brain and you're able to think clearly and you're able to be back to your authentic self, because I strongly believe this, that when you're by yourself, you are your most true and authentic self. But when you're with people, you become someone else. You become a different person. You're not able to be yourself 100% of the time, because you have to tolerate certain people. You have to cooperate with people in order for you to be cohesive, in order for you to get along, in order for the conversation to flow. You have to be able to do this, right? And it can even be with your closest friends. You may think that you have a lot in common with your closest friends and you feel like you're yourself around them. But are you truly 100% yourself around them? When you're by yourself, that is when you're looking in the mirror, and when you're sitting alone in a room by yourself, that is the time when you are truly yourself. The outside world, regardless you realize it or not, influences you in many different ways. It influences your posture. When you're around people, you start sitting differently. When you're talking to certain people, you start talking differently. When you talk to your father, you talk differently to your father compared to your friend. You talk differently to your girlfriend or boyfriend compared to your mother. You talk differently. It's different. And it's almost like you have different identities of yourself when you go out in public. which is why it can be so exhausting, which goes back to my point that I'm saying that a lot of relationships nowadays are just they become annoying after a while because they're not long lasting anymore like how they used to be, because everyone wants something from you, and they're always most of the time transactional. Someone needs something from you, right? Which is fine. It's okay to help others. It's okay to be helpful towards your friends and your family. It's good to do that. But you gotta know, you gotta have a balance. You gotta do it in moderation. You can't be available all the time because it shows weakness. It shows desperation. It's an insecurity because you want them to like you. You want to be that guy that's always there. But I'm telling you, you're going to be taken advantage of eventually. You're going to be treated like shit eventually. This concept applies to marriage, it applies to dating, it applies to every aspect of your life. Coworkers, working with your boss, all that stuff. You need to step away from that once in a while, right? I'm not saying live under a rock for the rest of your life. I'm not saying live in a cottage in the middle of the woods for the rest of your life and away from people. We need to have social interaction. But it's important to, when you have that social interaction, to not chase anybody. Don't seek validation. Don't seek desperation to be liked. Grow and interact with people in a natural manner. Don't feel like you need to force it, right? Don't feel like you need to force to get your attention from somebody. Don't feel like you need to be forced to make a friendship with somebody. The friendship will come naturally. The interactions will grow. Will just make it natural. It'll be natural, and your life will be a lot better. Don't try to be someone that you're not. Don't try to overplay everything. Don't try to be too egotistical about certain things, man. It's good to have pride. It's good to have ego with internally. Keep that pride to yourself. Don't try to show off. Don't try to one up everybody. Don't try to do these things because it's detrimental to your mental health. And that's just the reality.